This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. West Street in downtown Kingston to be temporarily closed. The National Works Agency is advising the public that West Street in downtown Kingston, from its intersection with Harbor Street to its intersection with Ocean Boulevard, will be inaccessible to motorists on Wednesday, March 3, 2021. The NWA said the roadway will be closed between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. to facilitate paving works. During the period of works, motorists will not be able to use the roadway as per usual and are being advised to use the alternative routes, the NWA said. Health Ministry to meet with department heads following death of asthmatic patient. A meeting is to be convened no later than this Friday with emergency department heads of public hospitals to address timely and appropriate treatment for asthmatic patients when they turn up at government medical facilities. The urgency of the meeting comes after the death of 17-year-old asthmatic patient Jalisa McGowan, who was reportedly refused treatment at the University Hospital of the West Indies last weekend. Jalisa died in her mother's arm after a doctor at the UHWI reportedly told her there were no beds available to administer oxygen to the youngster who was struggling to breathe. Her death comes 11 months shy of a year since a pregnant Jodian Ferron was turned away from two hospitals, later reportedly dying on the floor at the UHWI, where she was finally admitted. This latest incident has been described as an absolute tragedy by Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton, who said he has spoken with Jalisa's mother, Narda McCoy, reassuring her he would do everything necessary to ensure an investigation is launched into the matter. The country's chief medical officer, Dr. Jacqueline Bisasor-Mckenzie, says she will instruct their director of emergency medical services to convene a meeting with the heads of department to look again at how it is that they address the management and treatment of asthmatics. Both Tufton and Bisasor-Mckenzie were speaking at a COVID Conversations press briefing earlier today. The CMO said the protocols were pretty clear, but certainly at this point in time may need to be re-emphasized. She noted that in terms of the management of asthma, it was really something that was clear-cut and a very important part of the practice of emergency medicine in terms of how it is that the medical teams respond to asthmatics. Admitting there were challenges posed with COVID-19 as it relates to the nebulizations, the CMO said they have been forced to move away from using nebulizations towards using more of the metered dose inhalations as part of the management in the emergency room. She noted that nebulizations can cause the release of aerosols that may contain contaminated droplets. A lot of our emergency rooms would have acquired spacers that they are able to use safely, and we have had studies over and over that have shown that the use of spacers and metered dose inhalers are just as effective as nebulizations. Sister sentenced to 20 years for Tamara Geddes' murder. Nadine Geddes, the 39-year-old Trelawney farmer who pleaded guilty to the murder of her younger sister Tamara Geddes, was sentenced to 20 years for the offense in the Trelawney Circuit Court on Tuesday. Before she was sentenced, her two daughters, one a minor, who had pleaded guilty to misprision of a felony when they appeared in the Trelawney Circuit Court last month, were both given non-custodial sentences. They were both given 3 years probation. Tamara, 36, was shot in her Falmouth home by a gunman on Friday, June 19, 2020. Months of coordinated investigations across Trelawney, St. James, Westmoreland, and the corporate area led to detectives arresting and charging the sister of the deceased and her two daughters, 21-year-old Shanice Ruddock and a 15-year-old, along with 24-year-old Brian Shelley and 23-year-old Rexon Knott, both of Norwood St. James, and Owen Irvin, and 33-year-old Tashana Young, both also of St. James addresses. Knott was freed when he appeared in court on February 8 due to insufficient evidence to mount a viable case against him in court. Reports from the Falmouth police were that on June 19 at about 8:30 p.m., Tamara Geddes was in her room with her daughter when a gunman entered the house, demanded money, and then shot the mother several times. The daughter escaped unhurt. The police were alerted and Tamara was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead. On Tuesday, July 14, Nadine Geddes, along with both her daughters and Owen Irvin, were arrested and charged in connection with the murder of Tamara Geddes. The other accused persons were subsequently arrested and charged by investigators. Westmoreland Fisherman on murder charge granted $500,000 bail. Westmoreland fisherman Mark Watson, who is charged with murder, was today offered $500,000 bail when he appeared in the parish court. Watson was ordered to report to the Westmoreland police 3 times per week. In making the bail application, his attorney, Abel Don Foote, argued that his client was not a flight risk, noting that he has surrendered to the police in the company of his lawyer. Foote also argued that Watson had a solid alibi of his whereabouts on the day of the killing. According to him, his client was at sea when the incident occurred and that he has a witness. He also argued that Watson had a plethora of illnesses that would be exacerbated by continuous detention. Following the submission, the court offered Watson bail. His co-accused, Delroy Cunningham, Ricardo Bailey, and Tristan Daly were remanded. Allegations are that Watson and a group of men attacked the deceased Delroy Grant on January 11, 2021. It is further alleged that they used a hammer and a piece of iron to hit Grant in the head, causing him to fall unconscious to the ground. The police were summoned. After arriving at the scene, they escorted Grant to the Savannah Lamar Hospital where he was admitted in critical condition. He was later transferred to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead on January 17, 2021. Friend cut in the head over stolen jerk chicken money. A man is now facing the possibility of being imprisoned after pleading guilty to slashing his friend in the head during an altercation over stolen jerk chicken money. Wayne Ricketts pleaded guilty to a charge of unlawful wounding in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. He then quickly told Judge Lorian Cole-Monteague that the complainant, who wasn't at court, wanted to drop the charge. Asked by Cole-Monteague what caused the altercation, Ricketts said, "I was buying jerk chicken and I put down the money, and when I was going to pay for the chicken, the money was short and he was the only one there. I had a knife, but it wasn't to harm him. After I asked him if he took the money, he pushed me and then I swing and the knife cut him on the top of his head." Ricketts said he and the complainant remained friends, but Cole-Monteague told him to return to court on April 15 for sentencing. Doc subpoenaed in Dowdy beating case. The medical doctor who treated 17-year-old Kaylon Dowdy, who was brutally beaten to the brink of death last November, is to appear in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on March 10 to update the court on the teenager's condition. The judge, who was informed at the case hearing on Monday that the medical certificate was outstanding, ordered that the doctor be subpoenaed to attend court on the next mentioned date. 3 of the 5 women implicated in the attack were further remanded. They are Timone Williams, Shakima McLeod, and Nadine Aldridge. The other 2 accused, Yolande Vassell and Christian Lewis, had their bail extended. The women, who are all from Barbican Road in St. Andrew, are charged with wounding with intent and unlawful wounding. It was reported that on November 9 last year, Dowdy was attacked by a group of women at a party. It is alleged that she was beaten and stabbed in the neck. Dowdy was unconscious and had to be fitted with a pacemaker. Reggae legend Bunny Wailer has died. Reggae legend Neville O'Reilly Livingston, popularly known as Bunny Wailer, Bunny Livingston, and most affectionately as Jabi, has died. He died at the Medical Associates Hospital in Kingston on Tuesday. He was 73. Bunny Wailer was the lone frontline surviving member of the iconic group Bob Marley and the Wailers and has long been a standout figure on both local and international reggae stages. Born in 1947, Jabi was a singer, songwriter, and percussionist who, along with Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, were members of the Wailers. A 3-time Grammy Award winner, he is considered one of the longtime standard bearers of reggae music. In 2017, he was conferred with the Order of Merit, the 4th highest honor in Jamaica, for his contribution to popular music. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.